Welcome back, Cardboard Warriors. How's everybody out there doing today? So I got a Goodwill collection here. We're gonna kind of show you. um, Goodwill, it's weird. I'll get on there every once in a while and just kind of bid on like 100 collections, or not 100, but probably 20, 30 different auctions. But so many people are on there and bidding on everything. It's hard to win anything anymore. So I do sometimes get on there and just throw in a bunch of bids and see what happens. And I did get a few the other day and got those in, went through them. We'll do videos on the other couple here soon, but I wanted to kind of just do this one real quick. Don't forget, check out the description below. There's a lot of good links down there. Save money, get your cash back on all your Magic purchases. Plus, like my credit card that I use, that I get 1.5% cash back on anything, including Magic cards from anywhere, anytime I use it. So that's helpful. Every little bit you can save and get back from your purchases helps lower the costs on everything, because this game is quite expensive these days. We're gonna go over this now. You gotta remember, it's very easy for people to find values on stuff now. I ended up getting this pretty cheap. It just had a lot of 2022 Magic the Gathering cards, and I ended up getting it for like $5.75. But the problem with Goodwill is that they charge an arm and a leg for handling and shipping. So it ended up costing me $15.12 to get this handful of cards here. The reason I bid on it, because nobody else was bidding on it at the time, so it was really cheap. But they did show like a Guerrilla Tactics from Alliances in there, and then some rare cards from Kamigawa. So I was like, well, we'll take a gamble on it. We'll see what we get. So what we ended up getting was this Guerrilla Tactics, obviously, the Soul Ripper. Now the photos are really bad on here, so they actually do show like a photo of pretty much all the cards spread out, but they're so fuzzy when you try and narrow in on them, or zoom in on them. That's what I'm looking for. Zoom in on them. It's still really early, so it's real difficult to tell really what the cards are unless you have every card memorized by just slight visual of the artwork or something. So I don't. I've been out of the game for so long, and I've got so many things going on that I don't really have them all memorized where I can just look at a photo like that and tell every card that's in there. But I did see some rares, so I went ahead and got it, or bid on it. And we ended up getting the Guerrilla Tactics. We got a Soul Ripper, a Light Paws, Mirror Box, a Tamishi, a Mind Link Mech, Lizard Blades, and that's it. The rest is all just uncommon and common Kamigawa stuff. So here's the whole stack. So just a bunch of uncommons and common Neon Dynasty cards. So nothing exciting. It wasn't even like tokens or anything in there. So it looked like probably just a bundle, maybe somebody opened, or some packs or something. These Goodwill auctions, it's so easy for anybody these days to just get a scanner app or just download the TCG player app and start scanning cards and just find everything. Goodwill tends to always put like an old card in their collections just to attract people, because they know that these old border cards attract people and attract more bids, and they make more money. They get everything for free. Remember, this is all donated to them, so they don't pay a penny for it. But they have obviously come hip to the Magic the Gathering stuff, because they've made so much money off of it already. And it's all free stuff to them, and then they charge an arm and a leg for it. They make tons of money off of it. If they list a listing that's got a dual land in it or something, it's probably going to sell for over $1,000 for that collection. And they do it all the time. But they've become hip to the idea that if they at least throw one old card in there, it's going to attract more buyers, and it works. It works on me. It works on everybody else. Those listings tend to go higher. So, but the handling costs are really lame in all of them, and then of course they charge quite a bit for shipping. This particular one wasn't really that bad. Most of the shipping costs on these auctions that I get are more in the like $12 to $15 range, and then they throw a couple dollars handling on there too. So you're looking at like almost $20 before you even talk about what you're paying for the cards. So it's almost never a good deal from Goodwill. They're not doing a lot of goodwill to Magic players. They're trying to make money. It's a business at the end of the day. They're trying to make money, but they do tend to do some shadier things to it. They'll say assorted, and that usually means sorted. That means they've gone through them. Most people think assorted just means an assortment of something, but they use assorted as a term for the fact that they've actually gone through the collections and pulled out anything good. I've noticed that with some of them. Maybe not all of them are doing that, but I've noticed a lot of them do that. They do sort through the collections and pull out the good cards, and you will see a lot of the Goodwill places selling singles on there, and that's actually a good way to find out which Goodwills. Like this particular one was they tell you on all the listings which Goodwill it is. Like this is the Goodwill of Greater Plains, Sioux City, Iowa. So you can start to find out if you're really diligent on there. I just don't have the time to really do it or pay attention. I don't have the greatest memory. I need to start making a list of which ones I see selling the singles, so I know which ones not to buy from on there, because they're all the Goodwills all over the U.S. So you can find which ones are selling singles, and you know that they're searching their collections and not to buy anything from them, because you're probably not going to get anything good unless you buy a single at a decent price, which is rare because people that are bidding on these auctions at Goodwill pay way more than the cards are worth for some reason. I don't really understand. I guess it's just the whole gambling mindset, like the early days of eBay when people were paying way more for stuff than it was worth, just because it was like, oh, I've got to outbid this guy, I've got to outbid that guy, so that happens a lot, and that seems to be a pretty prominent thing on Goodwill now. So it's just that kind of, gotta beat the other person gambling kind of atmosphere on there, and people pay way more than they should for these collections. So I don't get a lot of them because I'm really not willing to lose a lot of money on them. But like this was, a total loss at $15. I don't think there's maybe $2 worth of cards in there. Guerrilla Tactics is not reserve list, so it's a 25-cent card from Alliances. It's been reprinted a bunch of times since Alliances. So anyways, that's what happened with this one. I'll show the other collections when I can have time. They didn't include this is the only one that included the actual paper, the packing list here. So the other ones didn't include that, so I've actually got to find the time to go into my Goodwill and pull up those auctions, find them, and match them up, and then print this out so I can show you guys how much I paid and all that stuff. Cause I like to show you guys what I pay for the stuff and what the listing looks like as much as I can. But anyways, most of the time with Goodwill, total loss of money. So let me know if you guys have had any good experiences. I was talking to one of the Magic players at Magic Night one night, and he said he bought a Goodwill auction that actually had like some old sealed packs in it, and he only paid a couple $100 for it. There was like a stronghold pack, and he opened it and got a Sliver Queen, and it was like, really? I mean, how do people get this kind of luck with these things? Whenever I get on, if I found a collection on there with a sealed stronghold pack, it would have gone for thousands. Every time I look at it, anything that looks like it might have anything even remotely decent in it goes for tons of money. So anyways, let me know what you guys have found on there, if you've had any good luck with it with Goodwill. But most of the time, I recommend stay away from Goodwill auctions. Unless you really know what you're looking for. Even I know what I'm looking for, and I still have trouble finding any good deals on there, getting anything. Now, I have in the past gotten decent stuff off of the Goodwill auctions. That's why I keep going on there. I have in the past come out ahead, but not like leaps and bounds like I do when I buy a collection off somewhere locally. But even that's getting hard these days because all the scanners and TCG player apps and stuff like that, everybody, oh, I've got some Magic cards, would you be interested? Yes. How much do you want? Let me look them up. And then the next day they'll be like, oh, I looked up some of these cards and they're really valuable. I want like $400 for this collection. It's like fits in a bundle box. It's like, okay. So it's getting harder to find good deals these days. It's just how it is now. You're not gonna find that awesome collection for $50 that's gonna have $10,000 worth of alpha cards in it. So anyways, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate you watching. Let me know in the comments below what you had experience with the Goodwill stuff, and don't forget to check out the description. All those links help out the channel. So thank you guys so much for your time. We'll see you next one. Bye.